All right, we're going to start right into this today. So, as you all have found the hollowed oak after getting through quite a horrible area here in the night of the withering. Um, Human remains that have become the host for various plant like structures that move and wanted to collect your raw materials to add to what they collected so far. Kind of hounded you, and then you were able to escape and find this meeting place. You see is of a hollowed out oak tree that before you enter, you wanted to take a chance to catch your breath. So we'll go to our downtime actions. So, as a reminder, the idea here is to learn them narratively, and this how you do this reveals something about your character, and also take this time to talk to one another, and have some conversations over maybe what to do, what you have done, or some other things. So everyone gets there too, unless your class says otherwise, or backgrounds. But with that, I'll hand that over to all of you as you've kind of found a place high up in the trees. Seems safe enough to catch your breath. What would you like to do?
Alice, how are you feeling? Are you well rested?
I will not be well rested till we get back to the city, and I can go ahead and sit in the spa and get all of this dirt and fodder out of my hair, and the servants can give me a proper massage. But if you're wondering how...
You look quite radiant. I could give you a foot massage if you want, before we go on.
If you're worried about how I am dealing, I am okay. I would say that the others probably took more of a beating, or could use more attention than myself. After all, those of us who are us finals are made of sterner stuff than most.
You do have very tough-looking feet. It is true.
Are you saying you made a sterner stuff than us?
I said than most.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Father is not in sight. Just keeping it real.
So I, Donald, as a player, I'm waiting to see what you guys need, because most of what I can do during this isn't going to benefit Alize. And so I'm trying to see where I can help you all at. So I need you all to make decisions.
Okay, that's fair. I would
stress my armor and my HP. I have one stress also.
What was that, Jeff?
I said I'm pretty okay. I just have one stress left after doing my actions.
Okay. So what did you do for your actions, I guess, is my question.
I tended to wounds and repaired armor.
So I'm picking out my armor, and I'm taking the back of my battle axe to hammer on it to make it a little bit more, boiled out. And so yeah, looks good. But while I'm doing that, I'm still a little bit excited, but it's more positive than it was before, because everything we've seen has with No has piqued my interest, and so the stress that I was having evaporated a little bit, and so while I was looking at this, it's more that the negative stress kind of cooled down a bit, and then I'm just more excited to share all with you. And then, hey, No and I did see this awesome thing, and we have to go back there after we did our mission. And then finally seeing that everyone is doing their thing, I'm probably making some tea to clear my stress, and yeah, continue to repair my armor. So Anita is saying I'm clearing stress and repairing armor. And I have one marked hit.
No picked up a few ingredients for the stew and found some other herbs and interesting plants, and was too very moved by the experience with the fox goddess in the hall. It was quite beautiful and very moving, and also to see Stella so moved by her personal connections with what happened there. I mean, I took a table leg to the chest and was hurled across the room, but it was still very invigorating and exciting. And then the amphitheatre experience was very, very moving indeed. And there was a connection there a bit with Annie and their experience. So yeah, I came away that evening quite buzzing. I was almost suggesting we should sleep in the amphitheatre because I was quite excited, but Stella was like, no, we've got to come back and stay with the party and be safe. But I think I would have lied there on the floor, just looking up at the sky, if there are any stars peeking through the clouds or whatever, and just been feeling very sort of in awe of the experience of the evening, and feeling a lot less stressed and hopeful for tomorrow. And then not able to sleep, probably would have, when nobody was looking, got up, stripped off, rolled around in the midnight dew, and rubbed some herbs over my body to help with the wounds that I sustained from the fire. So I will have cleared my stress and 1d4 obviously for stress and hit points also.
Okay.
Very nice.
And I'm buzzing to get going.
How's your armor looking, Peter?
My armor's fine.
Okay.
Not that I have a lot, but it's okay.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But I'm quite hopeful.
Okay. Well, unfortunately,
Can I help you with anything?
You took your 2, right?
Oh, I did take my 2, yeah.
Yeah.
I could stroke you.
I'm kind of waiting to Anita back sort of situation here to figure out unless you can see what her armor and her health looks like, Matt.
I can pull that up here. While we're doing that, I was curious, Rook, how I know what you did, but what did it look like for you to repair everything? You might have said it last session, but just wanted to get the visual in my brain.
Yeah. So I think I got some sharp kind of things in me. So I maybe have some little kind of ripped up skin. So I'm doing it like Rambo style, kind of stitching myself up a little bit and then rubbing some completely ineffective, but in my mind worked really, really well, kind of shoot up, leaves onto it. And then for my leather armor, probably doing almost exactly the same thing, just stitching it up a little bit, trying to get it repaired. And then, maybe finding a little kind of large branch high up in the trees to just kind of relax and kind of decompress my brain.
Nice. All right. Stella, I'll send you to know how your character looked in their various resources.
How are you doing on stress, health, and armor?
Who are you talking to? Stella?
Stella, yeah.
I cleared my stress. Oh wait.
Okay.
I need to roll it. Wait a sec. I cleared my stress.
Okay.
I repaired 3 of my armor slots of the 4.
Okay.
And I have 1 hit point left that I still have marked, but yeah.
Okay. So as you're repairing your armor, Alice is going to come over and point out you missed a spot. You
What?
can't be running around with a little dent there. It's going to affect your movement.
You think?
I know.
Oh.
Don't be such a stubborn bitch. Besides, this will make it better. And she just hands you some. She'll just grab
Yes.
you and just put a knee into it to get it to bend into place properly.
Okay,
Just drink-
okay, thank
just-
you.
Just drink this. It'll make you feel a little bit better.
Okay, thank you.
So I will. You're missing 1 health and 1 armor. You said.
Yeah.
Okay, so clear both of those. Because I can't roll less than a 1.
Jesus. Why is it so loud? Damn it. Thank you.
But of course, as
Oh.
I said, we are made of finer stuff. And then for my last, I will go ahead and, in making sure that Stella is all right, and knowing that I have someone to push in front of me if necessary, and I won't feel bad about it later, reduce my own stress.
that's gotta be less stressful, I guess.
Yes. So drinking a little bit with Stella while making sure she's good to go.
Can we tell, though?
What?
Can we tell?
If that Stella's been drinking?
No, that you're less stressed.
The closer she is to Stella out here in the wild, she is a little bit like,
Karma.
yeah.
Aw.
Come here. Drink a little bit with me.
I was going to call you a stuck-up bitch if you didn't share, even though I gave it to you.
There you go.
Thank you.
She's back.
But, you should get everyone, because we need to talk before we go down to the oak.
Yeah, for sure. We have some awesome things to share too. But yeah, that's another time, another place. I need to go back there. But yeah, no, Rook, and Annie. Let's go. Strategic planning.
What is our objective?
That is exactly the question I had in mind as well. That she just looks to Roke. You were the one who got their attention by asking to meet up with them. What is our agenda down there?
Well, my agenda was to stop the fighting, but they offered to do this, and I think our goal should be to find out more, to learn. So I don't have an agenda. So I'm not interested in becoming allies. Clearly, they're not. But I want to learn more.
Jeff, you're cutting out like every other word.
Am I? Sorry.
I think you're coming better now.
Yeah, I think it's based off where your mic's located and your
Okay. Okay. Is that better?
Yeah.
That's better. Okay. My objective when I approached them was to stop the fighting, but I think my hope in talking to them is just to learn. Like, I think our biggest foe right now is not knowing, is our ignorance. And so I want to learn more about everything, including them.
So what if the only way to learn is by joining a bunch of murderers?
Then we don't.
And do you think they are just going to let us leave at that point?
Well, they stopped before.
Because it was to their advantage to be able to get out of there after they had stolen the things that they wanted and killed the people that they wanted.
Yeah.
So
I go ahead.
no, go ahead.
The Fane Wraith did take an interest in me. He left the token in my book. He seemed well-intentioned and generous, clearly thrusting knives through people's chests and killing them is not well-intentioned. But if they've agreed to meet with us, then perhaps it might be
So he's gone.
more a cautionary fact-finding approach at first. We see what they have to say, and then we decide how we want to react from there. Perhaps, as Rook said, we don't really have a clear objective. Stella, what do you think? Oh, I think she's still a bit tired from last night.
I would disagree with what you said there, No, as you have gone ahead and you went ahead as well. You said before we came out here, you said you wanted to stop the fighting and stop people from getting hurt.
I unless I was drunk, maybe I said that I didn't want people to die from the effects of what's happening. My main intention is to see if my mother can be revived, if this process can be reversed, and I was curious to hear what could be done to stop what's going on. Clearly there are many different aspects to this, different factions, different ideas about what should be done, some of which some of us agree with, some of us don't. But as a group, if we are to make a positive inroad, I feel like fact-finding first is the right thing. I don't agree with the killing, but I don't think not talking to a potential enemy isn't necessarily going to help, if you get my drift.
Hello?
Hello.
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 Hi.
Okay, I don't hear you.
Well,
Oh, now I hear you.
it was Rook who said they wanted to stop things from happening to people. And so we have an agenda of our agenda thus far seems that we want more information so we can make appropriate decisions. We want people to stop being evicted from their homes from either side. We want a more permanent solution instead of short-term views of how to best address the Wither Wild and the ongoing events of the world. Does that seem fair thus far?
Yeah.
Yes,
That's good so far.
but I don't disagree that sometimes you have to take difficult and challenging paths to get to the outcome. So I'm not ruling out things that we might not necessarily agree with if ultimately it leads to the better outcome.
Just starting with the preliminaries as to we do have an agenda when we go down there, things to keep in mind when we discuss with these people. I have some other concerns about if we are able to persuade them to hold off on more drastic action. But one thing at a time. So, but you just spoke words of wisdom, no, in regards to sometimes we must do the harder things to get what we want. That means, Rook, you are going to have to speak to these people because they invited you specifically, and they are less likely to hear words that come from myself because of my background. Whereas you and No are more likely to be well received as well as you, Stella. So you three will need to speak well. You will need to speak properly. You will need to communicate this and work together because, as I said, I do not think that they will take much that I have to say with more than a grain of salt. Or if so, it will be looked at very heavily.
Okay, so what I think is we need to get in symbiosis or something like that, because we should not, we should be constructive and not like intermediate with different things. We should just like add layers on it. Is that what I'm getting, right?
You need
Can
to
we do
be
this?
aligned with what our objectives are and going into there, and not threatening to break people's arms off, because I have a feeling that there are more of them than
When
there.
have I ever done that?
The last time that you were my bodyguard before my father dismissed you for breaking one of the staff's help for touching me without my permission.
That was one time.
And then
it
before
was
that, you
really
broke the stable boy before he flirted with you and you did not like what he had to say. And then the time before.
Yeah, because he flirted with me.
But I digress in regards to with an agenda of what we want going in there.
Do you think
Okay.
we should all go in one group, or do you think maybe two of us should go up front and the others hang back just in case?
If we were to do that, I would say that would be you and Rook. But
Yeah,
I
I'm
can
hanging
tell you that if Alice or if Stella and I must go in after you to get you out of the fire, it is certainly going to be. It is either going to go very well or it is going to go very, very badly, and I'm not sure which that Stella will prefer first. But in my head, I am thinking of this wonderful children's novel that I read about this boy named R2D2 and his friend Luke. If we have to go in after you.
Which one am I?
No, if we had to come after you, you would be. I think they sent in their first friends, C-3PO and Chewbacca, and it did not go very well for them. But
I think if we're not a threat, then we should be in a good place. And I don't think Rook and I are well, I'm not a threat.
No,
If
we're
Rook
not.
has your back, right? You're gonna be good at talking.
well, if that is the plan.
I'm fine either way. Like, I'm not dumb, but I'm not the strategist of this group.
No,
I'm dumb, no.
not dumb. Definitely not dumb.
You have your moments.
Okay.
but-
Hey!
Oh,
I just learned
Well,
I'm
don't we
not
all?
dumb.
So, Rook and
You ready?
Bo, are you good to go on your own, or? Okay. Well, before you go, come here, both of you.
Inspiring them.
I am going to give a kiss on the forehead to both No and a there pat to Rook.
Wow.
You've got this.
Yeah.
Just remember, if you're uncertain of what to do, think to yourselves, what would Alice do?
You're doing the princess stuff again.
I will definitely keep that in mind.
And yes, that would be an inspiration dice
Yeah.
That's a D6, is that right?
for now.
But Bristle, how are you doing this morning?
Back's a little sore as I go. I'm better than yesterday, especially out of that horrible bog. I'm a little nervous that you're all going to negotiate with murderers, possibly terrorists, but besides that growing existential dread, okay.
Not all of us, just two of them.
I mean, you're still a bit
Done.
poorly with your wing. There is a building just across the way. If you made like a little offering and put it under the table, you'd probably be safe there until we got back.
I think through.
Or do we want him to come with us?
I'm happy to play a babysitter to our friend here, Bristle.
Okay.
I mean, I can be out here. I can help if need be. Here's the
Okay.
thing: if you all get murdered, then I'm not going to make it back by myself. So,
Matt, real quick, I forgot that Bristle's wing was broken. Can I, instead of clearing my stress, have gone ahead and done something to help with Bristle?
sure.
Okay, then I would use to mend Bristle instead.
Yeah. So I'd say then they're probably up and going at this point. Then they still don't want to go by themselves, but they're like, I'll stay out here, and I'll help.
You are part of our plan B in case we must abort the situation.
Okay.
Do you have any useful potions or anything on you that might help us, possibly?
Potions, no, but if it becomes obvious of what you need, I can probably do it. And
we have some recipes, right?
Oh, we do.
yeah, which you could have used a downtime time to make.
We have the ingredients.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you depends on what they need. I think the one you might have had to have gotten a little creative, but because the one I think just needs bones, so it's kind of like,
Sure.
If anyone's got toothache, I can sort that out.
Sure, but no, I would have taken care of Bristle. That's fine.
Cool.
But the way this works mechanically would be each one of you can essentially give yourself advantage by having Bristle do something once for this session.
Nice.
They're in there. And also feel free to do it for somebody else if you as a way to kind of jump in and say that. We'll say Bristle's out, and that's how we'll also develop some of Bristle's abilities. How they kind of help out in such things.
Interesting. I like that.
So that's basically what they'll be able to do. All right, so I believe the idea here is Alice and Stella are staying outside, and then No and Rook are going in.
Okay.
All righty.
Get my coin out. Oh, yes, out of there. Hello, Mr. Mushroom. We've come to speak to you.
Absolutely. So, you knock, and here we go. Hello, hey, Sala.
Hey. Sorry.
All good. All right. So we have No and Rook knocking, and as you do, the door kind of creaks open, and you can see inside here. It's a little barren floor. You can see the rings of the mighty oak spread out, almost innumerable. There's simple table and chair, as well as the signs of vines that had been cut back, different pieces burned. In fact, the entire inside of the tree looks like it's been tarred. And there are carved staircases, also tarred, that dried, that go up to several floors where it looks like there's desk or wood beds, frames that are made. Seems almost entirely empty, except for the fun girl that you talked to before. Themselves rested, and they have hanging above them, suspended by what looks like a rope line that goes across the hall with a small seed that has a soft glow to it, hanging down to illuminate the space. That actually, as you walk in, they kind of point up with their mycelia-like finger, and it lights up and looks and recognizes the two of you. She says, well, looks like you showed up, and I waited as I promised. I assume the other two are nearby somewhere. The other three, I should say.
Do we see the eye? They took the eye, right?
They took you. You don't see it.
Rook will say, "You shouldn't have killed that person. You shouldn't have done that."
That was unfortunate. That wasn't part of the plan.
It wasn't part of the plan?
No.
It seemed like that was the plan.
The plan was to take what I took, and not her assassination.
But they were with you, were they?
They were.
Have you dealt with them?
I've sent word on what happened, and expect them to be dealt with appropriately.
So, who are you, and who is behind all this? What is this all about?
Oh, it takes you in. Well, I'd say ultimately it's about freedom, isn't it? It's about all those who are forced to work in the Crimson Fields, given little more than metal boxes to live in. They sleep on the ground, wet, starving. ideas that will stop this growth, make the need of such label no longer an issue.
I forgot what it's called. What was that stuff called again? The rescinding eye. Can't remember what it's called.
Oh, the eye that they took? Yeah.
Yeah.
What they stole, they called the redemptive eye.
Redemptive eye. So this redemptive eye that you've stolen is, from what we could see, new technology. It isn't tried and tested. This has come from, I know how some of us feel about Haven and what goes on, but it can't be argued that they don't have some of the finest and experienced mages and sages in the land. Do you have the resources to use this wisely? It feels like this might just be a sticking plaster for something that is much bigger and needs a more concerted, joined up effort, despite what we feel about what's happened. I've worked in the fields. I know what it's like out there. It's hard. The only thing that kept me going was the thought that possibly we are working towards a resolution, if not a cure. Although I feel after this weekend it's much bigger than that. But what resources exactly do you have?
Well, the local resources will grow from our little endeavor, but we're not without our experts, not without those who are sympathetic and will lend what they know. We have sympathizers, supporters, various places. Some stranger than you'd think.
Are any of those within Haven?
Who can say?
What do you intend on doing with the redemptive eye?
Go ahead.
Oh, well, first and foremost, wanted to get it out of the hands of that particular person. I'm sorry she died. Still, as far as what the ends fully are, I think it's safe to say we're going to be thinking about that just a bit as we understand exactly what it can do. Maybe we'll keep it locked up. If there's a safe way to destroy it, maybe we'll do that. The opportunity to take such a vicious potential weapon away, or to halt its production, is too kind to pass up.
I think it is a weapon. I think you're right. And I think it's horrible. But rebellions are bloody things. How do you know? How will you know whether or not you're better than what you're trying to do? Because you took something, it sounds like because you just thought it was the right thing. But how do you know that you're the right person to have that? Because the only violence I saw there was done by your we that you're here with.
You're not wrong. If you want to make it just about that particular incident, but you don't need to look too far down or up the timeline to say it's all violent. They slaughtered our people to get to Nicta. They slaughter people to build their fields. They starve those who won't obey. So, if you want to put a tiny microscope on, sure. And I might add, it was never meant to be that violent. But how do I know? I don't. Come on. Anybody who thinks that they're better than everybody else is a prideful fool.
Are you the guy in charge?
I was in charge of this operation.
But you report to someone else?
In a sense.
In a sense? You mean they're not a person?
Oh, they're a person. The hierarchy isn't as strict as all that, but yes. The one that they call the Fine Wraith. Much of the current moves are under their purview.
Oh, I thought you were the Fine Wraith. Sorry.
Sorry to disappoint.
So if we said the Fane Wraith was the king, would you be like the prince, or like a knight, or like a guard?
I suppose in our particular illustration, though I think it's quite imperfect, you could say I'd be a noble.
Like a baron? Or a duke?
Something like that. With my people who are loyal to me and my way of thinking, who, when I agree and sign on to a course of action the king suggests, they sign on too. But they must win our support. You all, something special about you. And you
Special
have,
about me?
about all of you. All of you have it. Your little troop there. It was obvious that you also all have good to bring to this world. Ideally, you'd come on to the movement, but even if you didn't. Still think you'd take the world in a good direction. I have the potential to. So I agreed to meet and talk. At least hope you could understand, if not agree.
You say that that killing her was not your intent, but what is clearly was your intent was to steal.
Aye.
You stole a lot of things. You stole a book. You stole a purification engine. You stole several things, and I think was it Maple? I think Maple. I think you had spies as well. All those are really alarming. It seems like you're amassing a lot of power. So a murderer and a thief. Hard to want to join that.
I understand. Better than you might think. We undoubtedly rise up against a power that has no morality. And I strive to keep some type of one as much as we can. But I will not refuse to use the violence that they have no trouble visiting upon us. But I do everything I can to make it a last resort.
If I could just understand a little bit where you're coming from, it would, I think, help me to understand the situation. What is your story? How are you affected by this?
Me personally, there are many things, but this is one. I ran a farm in the wilds, though I'd imagine that was in Haven when it considered as such, a type that you do in Fenwick. A mixture of keeping the gathering spots open, free of weeds and things that would choke it. Make sure that the scrounging areas are free as it could be of things that would hurt production. Planting things near streams. And I even cultivated Lady's Veil, which as best I could would ship out free of charge to the north. But when they began the raid to Nicta, they said that I had to give them my crops to feed their forces, you see. And I would not. I knew what they were going to do to her. I would not be a piece of it. They began taking it. So I moved to light all of it on fire. So they could not have what they needed. But I was too slow, you see. So they grabbed me, stole my food, and drove spears through my family in front of me. Before they moved on. Because they said I was trying to kill them by not giving them the tools to eat so they could do what they did. That's my story.
That is truly tragic and horrible. I'm so sorry for your loss. I understand how you feel.
That's why I take what happened to that young woman very seriously. And believe me, that person will be dealt with. And if I could undo it, I would.
We have, Brooke, would you agree we have several paths that we could follow from this point? I think it would be foolish for us to try and plead with you or by any other means rectify the situation as perhaps some of our allies might wish us to. We are but a small group, and this is a very large land with a lot of disparate groups and high emotions and some quite crackpot ideas about what should be done. But I feel you're a wise man, and I think you could understand how we wouldn't be able to align ourselves with you in the way that you might hope. But if we could do something, what would your suggestion be?
Thinks a bit. Things grow from chaos. And is what we intend to do. Happens. There will be much chaos indeed. If anything, I would hope that you would be good tenders and grow good out of it. Things will not go back under the plan of the Fainwraith. Instead, it will cause an end to an era. And a whole age will be done. This land might even be rid of so many. Unless other options or things are found.
Are you suggesting perhaps the eye, if we found the eye? Return things to how they were?
I very much doubt that you could retrieve it. But I'll tell you this. All sources say that it's in one of the great vaults of Haven, watched over by the Archmage himself. The Archmage themselves. Vilax keeps it. But be careful. If he finds too much time goes by and he learns of what happened here today, if they learn what happened here today, they will be much less cooperative.
I think we should go. I think, we're. I know you've had a terrible loss, but you're not alone in the loss.
No?
That all of us have choices. There's always more than one way. So I hope that at the very least you will, weigh the cost of your actions. And honestly, stay out of our way. Because I think if we see you again, it's not going to go well.
That's sometimes ways are set before we even think we plan them. But I understand. Then I'll leave to you. You have that mark that I gave. If you think you could approach, believe in your heart, you'd only approach and call upon us or me for true help and not some type of betrayal. I trust your hearts that you could keep it. But if you do wish to mark me as an enemy from here on forward, leave it.
It's up to you, no. You've got it. What do you want to do?
I'm going to put it in my pocket. And I'm going to hand him one of my little reedy petitions to Wawa and say, may Wawa keep you safe at night.
They take it. And you?
Bless you.
I nod.
What are you going to tell us, say?
I try to keep open style. Is there anything outside anybody wanted to do, or are we just gonna see him go back up?
So, Stella, I'm sure that they are remembering that you need to figure out why they are interested in taking the other eye of Nikta whilst they are having that meeting, because, that is part of why they, in theory, were wanted to make such an impression.
I'm sure that it's gonna be fine.
It's kind of obvious, really, isn't it?
I mean,
It's just a question of when.
you seem very capable, and I just had this amazing adventure with No, and I just learned so much more about them, and I'm sure they have the agendas all clear on themselves, and it's all gonna be fine.
I mean, it's going to be whatever it's going to be, one way or the other. That is unmistakable at this point. But I'm really excited that you found something enjoyable out here in the wastelands of the middle of nowhere. I look forward to taking us back to Haven at some point so I can really show you how to party and enjoy yourself.
I think I found some history of my people.
Do go on.
Well, there's this fallen village kind of stuff, and I think my aunt was there, and it's been some kind of village for a Wonderborn like me. I really liked it, and there were lots of memories there, and so much knowledge that I definitely want to investigate further. Also, I might have taken some interest in some magic stuff, and No convinced me that I'm not as dumb as I, make myself look sometimes.
Stella?
Yeah?
She's just gonna walk up and grab both sides of your cheeks.
Are you gonna say I'm an idiot sandwich now?
No, you never were. There is a reason why my mother hired you over the protest of my father. There is a reason why you are you are the only protector that I have only ever listened to, and the only one that I have ever gotten along with, that has wanted to stay, and that I was saddened when they left. You are not dumb. You are not an idiot. You have a big heart and you try to follow it the best you can. And sometimes it is...
Interesting.
It ruffles the feathers, but sometimes, well, my family ruffles feathers too because we do not see eye to eye with a lot of the other aristocracy. And so I respect you for being you, despite all of that. Because I know it doesn't always make you friends. But you are my friend. Despite everything, even though you were an employee first, you are my friend. And I am not supposed to have those. And so you are a secret treasure of mine.
And I will actually, before you even continue on, press you into my chest and like, you're my friend.
Let go, please.
No, you're gonna take this hug.
If you do not stop, I will spread tales about you having gonorrhea and syphilis.
Why?
Because I
Would
need
you
to
do
breathe.
that? Okay. Hey.
Thank you. Oh, that hurts more than the fight with the undead skeletons. But no. Rook has good points as well. That this needs to stop. And if these people could be convinced that not to, stealing the other's eye is just going to make matters worse, and I can understand why people might want to change things. My family has tried to change them. But if they could be convinced of some middle ground to make things stop or make things better for all, That would be something I would be interested in. I don't know how to explain that to Rook given his brashness. It's a good brashness, but it's
Yeah. Look, it's just we're both, we're all not who we seem at first glance, and he will eventually figure that out. We will do that. I think at this point I'm so unsure because taking the second eye might make things worse, but obviously Nikta is pissed, so everything's kind of fucked up right now. And look, I think it's good if we're not making enemies left and right and just figuring out some middle ground. I think we can, agree on that. And I think Rook can agree on that too.
there's
Might.
there's definitely a middle ground to be found. But let us just hope for the moment that they come out safe, and over time we will talk about this village of yours, and I want to hear more about it. And she'll just sit next to Stella and like put her head on her shoulder and just encourage her to tell stories of this village and her past.
Yay. Do you think we should, do we have any possibility to hear into it? I'm not sure we can, right? I mean, I'm hopefully they're fine. I didn't hear any crash and burn, so.
They do not seem like the crash and burn type of people. That would be you and me. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
We will just continue to wait, and we will watch, and we will trust. Okay?
I like this as a nickname, Crash and Burn.
I do not like it so much. I'd rather be.
I will figure that.
I would rather be peace and justice, and I can be peace, and you can be justice. And so when justice needs to be had, I can just direct you to people.
Peace and justice. I like the sound of that.
Let's just keep watching, my friend.
Yay! I will be there back in a second. I need to give it live, but I will hear you.
All right.
We're back. We're walking back.
I would say back inside. Calls out. Gorge here, calls out one more time, kind of having listened to all of what you had said. If you do psych the eye, I can't personally vouch for the following, but we had gathered rumors that a key or the template or something that was involved in the manufacturing of the vaults that hold it lies in the Gloamwood. Protected by a faint deity, no less. Something Phalanx was able to turn, or something. They say it hides there. If that truly is what you try to do.
It is one of several options. Oh, there was something else I wanted to ask. Before we go, this symbol, maybe there should be no eyes. Is it really your intention to blind Nictor?
Indeed. Or at least make it possible for us to organize. Make the lands something that can be addressed. Or throw off the power. Haven fights against fate. They're willing to end others to do it. Whether Nictor has two eyes or is blind, fate's natural flow will resume.
But I just think Nictor can't be happy about having lost one of their eyes. So I think they'd be, as much as any deity could, on side with working to recover the eye that they've lost, or a way in which they could suspend how things are until it can be restored. I just think ripping out the other eye just seems as cruel as taking the first eye in the first place. There is an old adage my mum used to say about an eye for an eye, but I don't feel that it's particularly a positive outcome. It's just two forces head on. I just...
Then I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
If you and your band make it seem more plausible that another solution would work, you might find unexpected support. But the thing with the Fine Wraith is that they made progress. And that progress has garnered followers, believers, and supporters. If you want the same, or a chance at the same, any of those, progress is what you'd have to show. You could win over even me and mine. Because we don't think anything that's been presented is perfect. Most of us care more what's doable. And this is.
My mummy had another expression, and that was challenge accepted.
He smiles. And very genuinely, seemingly happy to hear that.
Lots of
Hey, Stella.
Hey.
All right. And with that, is there anything else before you two leave?
Steal the eye. No, just
I gotcha.
well, unless you want to, Rook. I don't know.
No, it's okay.
Sleight of hand.
Right. And after giving that knowledge, you are free to exit. And you can see them. They're starting to like climb the stairs, watching to make sure you leave.
Rook, shall we? Do we tell them everything, or should we? Maybe.
I think so. Yeah. What do you think?
I mean, I think however the conversation, look, it was very clear we were not going to get any kind of, we weren't going to get the redemptive eye back. I don't think there's an answer that Alisei is going to be happy with. I suppose truth is the better option. Yeah.
Like what you
Sorry,
said at the end, I thought that was great. I thought that was really productive.
What, challenge accepted?
Yeah, that's exactly it. I thought that was great.
Now we have another challenge.
Yeah, that's okay. Allison.
I mean, it's feeling like more and more Haven is on the cards. And it is where Alisei wants to go, so maybe we lean into that when we speak to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Maybe
Allison hearing this,
we
hearing
say,
what his story was is important too. What happened?
I mean, it was, but I just don't know if Alisei will have the ears for that. She'll probably just say, well, anyone can say that. They just made it up. It's just propaganda, blah, blah, blah. But
Or she'll
maybe
say,
if we say, like, we got the impression that maybe we need to go and see the Great Mage and get an audience to find out how we can deal with these Fane Wraith evil people, and and get in that way, and then as we go along we can like disclose a little bit more, or we just say it all up front and go through the whole process of convincing and arguing and all that.
or we can
I
say the
don't know.
only thing that we learned is that we have to go to the Gloamwood next, and then we can't go.
Oh, the Gloamwood. I put the Glowwood. The Gloamwood. Okay. Where is that?
It's in the northeast corner of the continent, and I'm sure the last place Alisei will want to go.
Oh, that's the other side of Haven, isn't it?
That's true. That's true. It is
Aren't
on.
there spiders there or something? Mummy said there were spiders in the northeast.
Yeah.
I don't mind spiders, as long as they're not bigger than
I think these are mid.
where everything's big to me. So
All right. So shall we go say hi to our compatriots?
yeah,
Okay.
how are you feeling about that conversation?
I think this whole the world is conflicting, I think, right? Like it's so horrible what happened to your mother and other people, and this illness is awful, and it seems like what's being used to treat it, I mean, that treatment isn't awful, but curing it has become its own disease in a way.
Industry, even. I mean, his story was quite. That was horrible.
Compelling. Yeah. Yeah.
And you went through a similar thing.
Did. Yeah. I feel his pain. I really do. I want to put an arrow in his head, but I feel his pain.
I mean, you want to put an arrow through a lot of people's heads, but did you come straight from like, what was your journey when you came from?
So I am loving the RP. I just want to make sure that we open.
Oh, sorry.
it up
Okay,
to
yeah.
other
Okay, fine. Yes,
RPs as
let's
well.
go.
Just looking at time
Sorry.
here.
Yeah.
So if we could continue with the 4, that would probably be really awesome.
Another time.
Yeah, I think we should tell them. I think we'll share what transpired and what the story that he said and his excuse for the murder of the Havenite woman, and about the vault. I'm curious, Alice, do you know about the vault and the eye being stored in Haven? Is that a common knowledge to the Havenites?
There's no ice in Haven whatsoever. It was, as they said at the event, it has been destroyed.
It sounds like it may not have been.
You mean that could also be just some propaganda to go ahead and just make people upset even further at Haven? But, well, there could be a lot of harm in asking or poking too much about it, but what is one more angst against my family, considering everything else?
Look, I think we have more common ground than all you guys think. It's just veiled differently, right? I think it's not an attack against the family. It's just
No, you misunderstood.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You're okay. You've not been to Haven in a while, but there are those who are still upset that we are not using the current overgrowth reasons and additional difficulties to make things more expensive or more inaccessible, or not making as much as we could. There are those who are upset and using this as an opportunity for political grudge matches or other unaired errors of grandparents or great-grandparents. So to possibly piss off a few more people, what is a needle in a haystack, as it were.
Gotcha.
We have some friends, but again, I am the youngest child, so if I make a mistake, well, we can always just blame it on me being young. And I'm not inheriting the family estate anyway because my brother is, so what's the fucking big deal?
That sounds awesome.
I mean, I will say one thing about this man's family, though, Rook. At least they did not burn them in front of him in the house while he watched. It could have been much worse than just stabbing them. That was supposed to be a joke of dark variety, but apparently that
I mean, it could have been worse. Yeah, it could, totally.
I don't know. It's pretty bad. It's pretty bad. A spear to the chest in front of. Yeah, that's bad.
It was simple. It was clean. It was over with. They could have made him suffer. Living is sometimes harder than dying. On a more serious note, though, since my humor has missed the mark here, I actually agree with our friend that things aren't fair. Again, my family, I get to live on the back and mountain of a privilege, I admit to this. But my family has tried its best to make it navigatable, especially compared to our peers. It is not perfect. I know this. I have seen and I have worked in the fields when I've had to, which isn't that often, but I have. So I don't think that them stealing the eye is going to make anything better. And even if we get the quote-unquote missing eye back, and return it, things will have to change. Because if someone were to steal my eye and abuse it for their own gains, I would be pissed.
Oh yeah, Nick is gonna be pissed.
And so, how do we do that without, with as breaking as few eggs as possible?
Mm-hmm.
So, I think you both did very well in there. Please tell me you got the contents of my safe back.
It is not.
I don't
It
A
was
give
just
up.
him.
ruffle Alice's hair.
It
And
was only
smile
him.
over.
In everything else had gone. There was nothing except for him.
Like the contracts, it has some pertinent information and some financial matters, but they have the last letter written by my mother that I never read, and so I would have liked that back. But it is. If that is the only thing I have to lose in this venture, I guess it is less than some. So you want to go to the Gloamwood?
I mean, so is your home on the way to Haven?
I mean, which one?
Oh, how many homes do you have?
Well, in my name, none, but I mean, we have the main estate, which is to the north of here, certainly. Then we have So to the north of here, we have my family's estate. Within the city proper, we have a few apartments. We have a city home of some merit, so it's not as big as the people who keep their houses within the city proper full time. And we have some resources, but how much would be available given everything to us? I know my father is investing quite a substantial amount of the family's resources down south, so I cannot say when we get there what beyond a place to put our head up and my personal attendants to take care of me will be available to us.
Well, you have Stella, and you have Ennie, and you have me and Rook, and now Bristle as well. So you have an entourage of sorts.
Yeah.
As Stella has reminded me, you are not here to cater to my whims, as much as I might like that. You are people, and
Oh, thank you.
I would like to get better at looking at you as at least acquaintances, if not better, as we continue this journey.
I'll ruffle your hair through and through.
You're going to brush that later.
I might.
So, our plan is to go to the Gloamwood, and as it's a long way, and your main home is on the way, and Haven is also on the way, it kind of makes sense to.
Do you want to?
I mean, I'm interested to see what your kitchens might provide, because I'm sure your catering has been amazing, but I'm sure in your main home it's even better.
The kitchen in Haven is actually better than the one back at my place in the fields, because it has to be more of a buffet style in the fields, whereas in Haven it's more of a personal chef and things of that nature. But if we go to Haven, I can certainly take us to the best strip clubs where they go ahead and you can have the best eating and drinking while you're there.
That sounds great. But if we go to your family home on the way, then you can tell your parents about your chest that's been lost and all the contracts, because I'm sure they'll want to know.
I left that information with the stewards, but if we make it back there before them, then we can do that for certain, and that would be good, yes. But I will try
I'm
not.
interested to meet your brother as well. Will your brother be there?
The only one who I expect, if at all, will be there will be Leroy. The other two I'm expecting are helping my father down south. But if business has them here, then sure. But I expect all of my father and my brothers, or the brothers that my father approves of, to be with him. So, and I'm all of a sudden dropping off political news. They may expect me to stay, and so it may not be best for me to just leave that for the stewards when they get in, and we just go on our way and say we have to continue business. But we can see what the
Okay.
things are when we get there.
No, didn't you become part of that Cauldron network? Am I remembering that right?
I have a recipe, and
Yeah.
actually, I will need a few more ingredients along the way. I'm not sure I can get them all in the wild, so Haven would be, unless there's somewhere else on the way. But yeah, I can certainly hook up. I mean, how useful that will be. The Lantern Witches, they were very nice, but I mean, it depends on what it is we want to do. I mean, staying in touch with them is fine, but to what end?
And doesn't Maple have the way to listen in on whatever you say over that if she happens to be brewing stews that evening as well?
We could eavesdrop.
But isn't Mabel the one that got? No.
She's the one that is missing, no?
Yeah.
But if
Yes.
she joined them, then she could be very well hearing whatever if she happens to be cooking at the same time. But if she is missing, then it doesn't matter. We don't know.
That's true.
And there's nothing else more that we need to be doing. I can't remember.
Well, we came out here to learn more, which we have. We know that that we do not make progress, that they are going to gather more supporters, and more supporters are going to help them push to take Nick Desire because they have been shown to get results. That there is a group of researchers that we have a wonderful stone for, that NE has, to get in touch with them, that are trying to figure out where Nick might be in case we have to make that foot race. I think that is enough. Well, and obviously getting back the stolen stuff, but that does not seem like it is going to happen at the moment, and the possible
No.
consequences from that.
Yeah, you have a contact with Creel a little bit. Talk to you about some things. He was trying to hide the death.
Yes, and he was going to go back to Haven with the body and do something with it. Dern. It was Dern that was trying to hide the death.
Dern, yeah, sorry.
It's
Dern,
okay.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, so you had that, and then of course this person has to make their way back somewhere as well. So you definitely have several options. Sounds like between 3 and 5. As far as what you feel like you want to do next.
I thought I got a sense of a what do you call it when you have a timeline thing where you ticks down.
Countdown.
Yeah.
A countdown. There was definitely a hint of a countdown there going on in the tree.
There is one.
Like a big one.
There are actually several,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah.
I said,
Yeah,
I think you have a few
so-
paths. Now, if you guys want to, come up with another one that's totally cool, but I think I want to kind of think of what the next thread or one to pursue is. The festival is the gathering is going to continue for the rest of the week.
Well, I mean, it sounds to me like the next, the further down goal is Gloamwood, right? And we're on our way there. We're going to Haven in the meantime. Anyone that, it's all about information as well. and so yeah.
Okay.
So I guess we have. So does that mean our next goal is Haven, or do we do something on the way there?
I feel that Haven is so central to all these different issues. I think also I'm just really curious to go check out Haven. I think I agree that our intermediate goal is to get to Gloamwood, but I think stopping at Haven would be. There's just so many like threads leading into Haven.
So directly there or field stop at Elise's place in the fields.
I am totally good with a field stop.
Yeah.
All right, so got a map. We are there's definitely a fair amount of traversal that we're going to do. So it sounds like you have no. Do you story-wise? Do we not want to visit the Reaching Hand again?
Wait a minute, the Reaching Hand?
That is where the
Festival's
conference was held.
Oh,
Like we're just done pulling threads there, which is fine. Narratively, it's easy
Yeah.
to like kind of like tell a little story. Like if somebody wanted to be like, I wanted to, I don't know way I wanted to have grabbed this. Cool, no worries. But
The one thing that I wanted to grab was some of that pink pollen stuff that was, which I'm not sure if I want to go back into the field of zombies. However, there's that.
yeah, that's
yeah, well, from here you might have to, because maybe we'll just do that because you still have to like get from here to the field, which is still quite a bit of wilderness. Then ultimately, the only way to either you're going to go mountain climbing or you're going to go by the water, which means you're going to have to go through actual of the harvester fields and deal with things that are there, and then from there kind of get the fields of Elysium. That's sort of the trek I see narratively.
where. Help me out a little bit. Where are we right now? Where is this hill?
You're more or less near the Reaching Hand.
Yeah, so
Okay.
we either have to go over the mountains or we've got to go like up a river barge because that's an entire mountain range
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
there.
And the fiction's important because that is the natural barrier that's kept Haven back.
Yeah.
So it is kind of part of the world, in my view.
I mean, do we want to go back to the village first? I mean, the others haven't seen it. And I don't know if there was anything more you wanted to do, Stella, there. Because there was that whole amphitheater and
That's true. Yeah.
That
I
makes sense to
mean-
me more than going back to the Reaching Hand, frankly.
Okay. So
I
sounds
would love
like
to show.
okay, sounds like village, then sounds like kind of traversal over to or traversing over to Elysium either by mountain or by the river barge, which you guys will kind of figure that out, I guess. And then kind of definite big star on Haven. It seems like, at least for right now, your idea is to pursue the Gloamwood because you ultimately want to rescue the Eye.
And we want to provide I want to provide a better solution than what is currently being offered on the table.
Cool.
That's
So
me. That's where I'm at.
Allison wants to ultimately find a better solution than what, but right now it's a pathway she's willing to walk,
Yes.
which is totally cool. Yep, very cool. Yeah, I try to give several avenues. Sounds like you guys chosen this for now, and we'll see how that works out. Cool. With that, then we will end for today, and come back to all of that in 2 weeks because we're off for Gen Con next week.
Oh, okay. Got it.